Hello everybody, today we're going to discuss what we need to do when a DHCP database becomes corrupted. This is an example of a server that we have. You can probably see right here that we actually have two servers in this DHCP MMC window. The one on the bottom is actually the local machine that we're sitting at. The one on the top is another machine on the network. It's an older 2003 server. In our case, we don't have a good jet backup of the DHCP service, so we're going to remove the corrupt database from the Pawn SRV01 server that you see here, and we're going to replace it with one of two things, either a blank one, or we can replace it with an imported one from this 2003 server that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Sometimes you get some errors trying to import from that older database type to the new one. Alright, enough long-windedness. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go find the database, which I've already opened up here. In our case, all of this database related stuff for this DHCP server installation is unusable and unneeded for our installation. You'll notice that it's under C, Windows, System 32, DHCP. Obviously this could be a little different in your install depending on where you install Windows. This stuff's corrupt. It's not worth trying to fix, so we do this with it. Goodbye. DHCP is gone. Now we're gonna go over here and we're going to start the DHCP database. By the way we found out that the DHCP database was corrupt in the first place is we tried to do this start process and it failed on us, giving us an error code in the event log telling us it couldn't read one of the headers to one of our database logs. There's a number of different log entries that you might notice that'll all allude to a corrupt DHCP database, and that'll bring you to what you're looking at right now. So now we have a blank database. If we come in here and refresh this, we should now see that it's green, it's happy, but we have no scopes. So we're going to attempt at this point to go to this 2003 server that you saw a second ago, and we're going to try to create a export. The way we're going to do that is using the netsh command. So that's netsh DHCP server, and we're going to do an export to C:\\. In this case, I'm just going to do dhcp.txt, and it didn't like that. Oh, sorry, missed a thing. You guys have to tell it what you want to export. In this case, we're going to export all. So that should export all the settings, all the scope information, everything we need. Come over here to the C drive. We see that we now have this dhcp.txt export, and I'm now going to copy this guy over to the other server that we were on, and we're going to attempt an import. And the import is pretty much the exact same command, so it's netsh DHCP server import, this time location dhcp.txt, and again we're going to specify all according to what we just saw there. If I come in here and do a refresh on this, we now have the scope that was originally over here on this one, and we can look at it to even verify that it does look the same. So we have the same scope. The address pools should be identical. The leases will be different because, oh no, I lied. I did actually maintain those leases. The leases obviously are going to change as time goes on, but it did bring those over. Reservations, in our case we don't have any, so easy enough. And all the scope options should be identical. At this point in time, we now have a functional server. If you haven't already done this, you need to make sure that your server is activated, or authorized I should say, in the domain. Ours already was, so I don't have to authorize it. If you haven't done that, make sure you authorize it so that it can authoritatively supply IP addresses to your network. And that, my friends, is how you fix or restore, or at least one way to fix or restore your corrupt DHCP database.